Hey everybody, we are taking a look at a human heart. In previous videos we've looked at the interior, but here we're going to look at the coronary circulation, which is found superficially on the exterior. Let's orient ourselves a little bit. Apex, bottom, inferior portion, base, where all the major blood vessels come out, superior. This side is anterior. How do I know that? This major blood vessel here, this is the pulmonary trunk. It's been cut. So there's the other half of it. Pulmonary trunk to the pulmonary arteries. And then here is our aorta, which curves up and to the left. Up and to the left. When blood pumps from the left ventricle, out the aortic semilunar valve through the aorta, it can go several places for systemic circulation. What's most notable is that here's the aortic arch, which goes to the descending aorta. We've got three major blood vessels that extend out of here. This is the brachiocephalic artery, the brachiocephalic trunk, which will become, it's cut off here, but it would go to the right subclavian and right common carotid. Brachiocephalic trunk, brachiocephalic artery. Here is the left common carotid. So the right common carotid would be up here. Left common carotid goes off of the arch. Because you have the arch here, you don't need a left brachiocephalic. It's just one brachiocephalic artery. Brachiocephalic artery, left common carotid, left subclavian. Your ABCs. Aorta, brachiocephalic, left common carotid, left subclavian. This will go to the shoulder and arm. So those are the major branches coming off of this initial part of the aorta, but take a look at the very base of the aorta. The very base of the aorta, we have two holes here. There's one hole here and another one right here. This is the cut off left coronary artery. This is the cut off right coronary artery. So they're the first ones to branch out of the aorta to the coronary circulation. The left and right coronary artery are, of course, longer than that little hole. The left coronary artery, once again, right here, it's kind of hiding underneath the pulmonary trunk, and it comes out right here. So this is the left coronary artery, and it branches. This is the anterior interventricular sulcus. So the left coronary artery branches into the anterior interventricular branch of the left coronary artery. This is the anterior interventricular branch of the left coronary artery. Left coronary artery also branches in this direction, which it's actually better seen on this other heart. So let me pull it over here. On this heart, left coronary artery, anterior interventricular. This branches, it'll be going along the coronary sulcus to the left. That's the, wow, I'm blanking. That's the circumflex artery. Circumflex artery wraps around the other way. Anterior interventricular branch, circumflex branch goes through the coronary sulcus. The right coronary artery, so again, here's the cut-off right coronary artery. The right coronary artery will continue in the coronary sulcus on the right side. So here you can see it a bit. See it wrapping around to the other side. It's kind of hiding underneath this fat here, but then it branches down. This artery is the posterior interventricular artery. So we have the posterior interventricular, the anterior interventricular, and they meet up at the apex of this heart. They meet up. You can see how it's just one continuous loop. That's the coronary anastomosis, from the anterior interventricular artery to the posterior interventricular artery. So we get two ways to get to the same place, feeding this really important left ventricle. Those are the arteries. The veins that I'd like you to know The vein coming up in this anterior interventricular part is the great cardiac vein. The great cardiac vein drains this way. On the back side, we have the middle cardiac vein draining this way, the middle cardiac vein. So great is anterior, middle is on the back. Let me go back to the great cardiac vein. Great cardiac vein comes up in the anterior interventricular area. It wraps around in the coronary sulcus and meets up over here to this, see this large thing here in this coronary sulcus? The middle cardiac vein and the great cardiac vein combine here to the coronary sinus. This main blood vessel is the coronary sinus. It's what drains blood from the coronary circulation. The coronary sinus drains into the right atrium. Let's see if we can find the hole. It's hiding in here, but it drains into the right atrium. You can see I can stick there we go. I can stick the probe here through there. So there are 3 ways to drain blood into the heart. Coronary sinus for coronary circulation, superior vena cava for blood from the head and arms, inferior vena cava from the rest of the body, the lower body. Inferior vena cava, superior vena cava, and where are you, coronary sinus? That small hole here, coronary sinus. So that's what I'd like you to know for coronary circulation. While I'm here, I might as well show this other heart again, which is pretty neat because it's not intact anymore. It actually has bypasses. If you have a bypass surgery, that's because maybe you've got plaque buildup, atherosclerosis in your coronary circulation, which means it's limiting blood flow to your heart, which is not good. You need, one thing that doctors can do is they can create bypasses, create detours for blood to your heart. So normally, remember what we saw coming off the aorta, normally we've got a right coronary artery and a left coronary artery. But here we've got additional arteries that have been added. You can see the stitching here. Here's another artery that's been added. Here's another artery that's been added and fused together. There must have been a blockage in this right coronary artery. It's been fused together to add more circulation. Where's more stitching? Here's another stitch right here. So their left coronary artery likely had a blockage also. So they have another bypass right here. So really fine work by surgeons to add detours to your coronary circulation. That's called a bypass. This person has a triple bypass. More bypasses means more serious because more blockages. Either way, not a great thing. Please exercise and eat healthy. Yeah, that's the human heart and some bypasses. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.